Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Caitlin DeCarey.
Keep your umbrellas handy again today as the rain and clouds continue, but the weekend looks much sunnier. Here's a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Today we'll reach a high of 12 and a low of 7 tonight. Tomorrow, the sun remains hidden behind the clouds with a high of 11 and a low of 9. Over the weekend, the sun will start to peek out from behind the clouds on Saturday with a high of 13 and a low of 5. Sunday will have similar temperatures and the sun will continue to shine. However, on Monday, we'll see an overcast sky and light rain once again with a high of 14 and a low of 8. As the end of the week approaches, start thinking about your outdoor activities for the weekend, as it's the only chance you'll get to be outside in the sun. Back to the newsroom.
Ontario Premier Dalton McGuinty is swearing in his new cabinet today. There are 22 ministers in the cabinet, down from 28. It's the smallest since 1998, reflecting the Liberals' loss of seats in the last election and the government's minority status. Some key positions include Dwight Duncan, who will remain as Finance Minister and Deputy Premier. Deb Matthews will hold her post at the Ministry of Health, which has one of the province's largest budgets. One of the biggest changes is Chris Bentley, who will leave his post as Attorney General to replace Brad Dougherty as Energy Minister. Dougherty will have his work cut out for him in his move to Ministry of Economic Development and Innovation. Other appointments include Ted McMeekin, who will return from the backbenches to take on the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. This change comes after 4 of McGuinty's rural ministers were defeated in the election. John Garretson will take over as the province's Attorney General. In a promotion, Etobicoke Lakeshore MPP Laurel Broughton will make the jump from Children and Youth Services Minister to the Ministry of Education. Kathleen Wynne will take over the Municipal Affairs and Housing, along with the separate Ministry of Aboriginal Affairs. And on the post-secondary front, former Research and Innovation Minister Glenn Murray will be promoted to replace John Milloy at the Ministry of Training Colleges and Universities. Milloy will also acquire the pivotal role of the government House Leader and Community and Social Services Minister.
A weekend promotion that took Facebook by storm has turned out to be a phishing scam. Coffee lovers are out of luck after a promotion offering free Tim Hortons gift cards has turned out to be a scam. Facebook users were asked to share a link and provide their email address in exchange for a $25 gift card from the coffee giant. The prospect of free double doubles was enough for the thousands of Tim's lovers to hand over their personal information. Tim Hortons began warning customers of the scam via their official Facebook page on Sunday. Facebook has removed the offending pages and is warning users not to click suspicious-looking links.
Quebec Premier Jean Charest says there will be an inquiry into alleged corruption in the province's construction industry. A leaked report suggested there were ties between construction firms and government employees. The head of the Transport Ministry's anti-collusion unit says the construction industry has become a haven for organized crime. Charest previously said a police probe would be sufficient, but angry citizens put pressure on the Premier to do more about the matter.
Police have ended the hunt for over 50 exotic animals set free from an Ohio farm. So far, 56 animals have been shot dead. 18 Bengal tigers, an endangered species, were amongst those killed. The animal's keeper, Terry Thompson, was found dead at the zoo. Police believe Thompson released the animals before taking his own life.
More riots today in Athens, Greece. Young rebels interrupted a peaceful rally by throwing rocks and gas bombs at communist labor groups. Police say more than 60,000 people had come to protest a new package of tax hikes and spending cuts. Greece seeks financial bailout from the $216 billion debt in April 2010. This has led to frequent protests against austerity measures by the new government. New legislation also includes public sector jobs and wage cuts, pension slashes, and reduced bargaining rights for workers.
And now with your sports news, here's Dino Pasalic.
Hello, and here's your sports update. The Humber men's golf team is away in Prince Edward Island defending their CCAA National Championship. Humber's Adrian Cord currently sits in first, with Mark Hoffman in second. Connor Hash is currently in a three-way tie for third, with players from Fanshawe and Durham College. The Humber men's basketball team is hosting Guelph in an exhibition game tonight. The team will travel tomorrow to Kingston to kick off the St. Lawrence tournament, which runs until Sunday. In the NHL, the Toronto Maple Leafs continued their impressive start to the season as they hosted the Winnipeg Jets. The Leafs were down 3-1 in the second period, but the boys in blue rallied in the third thanks to goals from Joffrey Lupul and Phil Kessel. The Leafs took it 4-3 in the shootout. Matt Fratton had the winning goal. The Leafs visit the Boston Bruins at 7 tonight, and all other Canadian teams are in action today as well. We'll have those scores for you tomorrow. In Major League Baseball, Game 1 of the World Series kicked off last night in St. Louis. The St. Louis Cardinals beat the Texas Rangers 3-2, taking a 1-0 series lead. The Cards have a chance to double that lead tonight at Busch Stadium. There was no agreement on a new deal for the second straight day as NBA labor talks continue. The 16-hour session ended at 2 a.m. last night. A third day of talks is scheduled to start at 2 p.m. today. That's all for sports. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Dino. Coming up after the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Melissa Noreen.
Coming up after the break with your entertainment update, Humber grads make a splash at the Toronto Improv Festival, Sex and the City star Kim Cattrall mentors, and a prequel to a beloved Disney movie flies into Broadway.